Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. I wanted to start here on the daily time frame. I simplified the daily chart today a little bit. The structure hasn't changed. I've shifted a wave degree, but overall the structure hasn't changed. But I wanted to bring to everybody's attention where we are here on this roadmap and talk about the two pathways that really could take us to all-time highs. These have been my structures for a while. You might remember that yellow count, the ABC structure here, but that's only the alternative, and it has been so far, and it's been correct for it to be just the alternative. However, in the preferred wave count, in the white count, we should see a move to 100K plus, 125K roughly, maybe even a little higher. So, but I'm looking sort of into the region 125,000. We can specify that further as we go along, but there are two ways how we can get there. So in the white count, more directly with, let's say, shallow pullbacks. Now, shallow in crypto could also mean quite deep, to be honest, if we take a look at more traditional markets. The reason is that, for example, here, this fourth wave, I mean, we're now at 57K. Technically speaking, we cannot confirm that the white count is not working out until we see a break below 37,760, because this is the 50% retracement level of the third wave, and that is typically the threshold below which we say, okay, it can't be a wave 4 anymore. So be aware, that is like 35%, and that, yeah, we might call that a shallow correction because it's a wave 4. They're often shallow, but it's actually quite deep. So it shows us that the fourth wave is due at some point in the near future. Then the fifth wave should happen, a fourth and a fifth, and then we are, I think, already at the all-time high target. All-time high territory could already be reached in this third wave or in the fifth wave. That's the white count. I would not rule out a more direct extension higher because we are so close to an all-time high that we might get a peak above the previous high and then maybe a pullback into support. In that case, the support area would need to be lifted and moved up with the price. I can only lock it and define it once we have topped in wave 3. But that's basically a more direct pathway. Actually, the third wave has done what it needs to do, but it could still stretch a little bit higher. And as I said, we're now and I will show you that on the 1 hour chart, but we're now in a zone where the overall target for a third wave is typically defined. So just to give you an idea, I mean, what we normally say is first ideal target for a third wave is the 1.38 extension. That was already reached at 47.2K. Yeah, I mean, the 1.786 extension, the level we are now at around about 57K, that's not even unusual. But the next one is at, I just need to double check that I've got them correct. Yeah, I think so. A little higher maybe. Okay, so at 64K is then the 200% extension level. That's also not unusual, but then we're getting into strong extensions. But see, because a third wave, for example, can reach the 200% extension, I would not rule out that we might get that quick spike above the all-time high and then a pullback. In the yellow count, we would see this as an ABC structure to the upside. This yellow count will, by the way, get less likely with a sustained break above 65K. But only then, okay, and not invalid, just unlikely or less likely. And then we get a B-wave pullback that is deeper. So if that B-wave pullback happened from here, we're looking at 20,555 to maybe 30K roughly as support. So we're approaching a target or resistance area for both waves A and 3. And that means a pullback is due. And now we're talking about a proper correction, not something that we had for the last couple of weeks, because that was just a minor pullback in this third wave, basically to the upside. But the idea is that then this entire distance, this entire move up needs to be corrected actually. And it, could be quite time consuming, especially given that the wave 2, it took the wave 2 like several months. So that can take a while now. I think that could take a while, but it hasn't started yet, most likely not. So let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. Here, this is basically the last bit here to the upside that I'm watching. It appears that the price still needs another 4-5 pattern to complete this move up, as you can see here. And then we could really top in this larger third wave and then this larger fourth wave that I showed you with support at around 37,800. Again, it's support, it's not a target. Not a target. But we should get sort of into the yellow zone on the daily chart. But here it seems like to get this fifth wave of a third completed, one more high seems reasonable expectation. Micro support is now between 54,160 and 55,950. Against that range, we can focus on higher, and one more high is a reasonable expectation. Next, micro resistance levels, FIB levels basically, are at 58,800 and then basically 65K. So it's gonna get exciting. And it takes a break below the 54,160 level minimally to suggest that this larger third wave has topped. Okay, on the daily chart, it looks like this. We're talking about this one here. So a break below 54,160 would be an early indication that this fourth wave has started. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.